comes to pass. Eldred turned to Lady Asha and her child, the harbinger of ill luck. The baby was as silent as a stone, not crying or cooing, tail still lashing.
"Take the boy away,"
the High King said.
"Rear him as you see fit."
Lady Asha did not flinch. "I will rear him as befits his station. He is a prince, after all, and your son." There was a brittleness in her tone, and Bafin was uncomfortably reminded that some prophecies are fulfilled by the very actions meant to prevent them. For a moment, everyone stood silent. Then Eldred nodded to Valmorin, who left the dais and returned holding a slim wooden box with a pattern of roots traced over the lid.
"A gift,"
said the High King,
"in recognition of your contribution to the Greenbrier line."
Valmorin opened the box, revealing an exquisite necklace of heavy emeralds. Eldred lifted them and placed them over Lady Asha's head. He touched her cheek with the back of one hand. "Your generosity is great, my lord," she said, somewhat mollified. The baby clutched a stone in his little fist, staring up at his father with fathomless eyes.
"Go now, and rest,"
said Eldred, his voice softer. This time, she yielded. Lady Asha departed with her head high, her grip on the child tighter. Bafin felt a shiver of some premonition that had nothing to do with stars. High King Eldred did not visit Lady Asha again, nor did he call her to him. Perhaps he ought to have put his dissatisfaction aside and cultivated his son. But looking upon Prince Cardan was like looking into an uncertain future, and so he avoided it. Lady Asha, as the mother of a prince, found herself much in demand with the court, if not the High King. Given to whimsy and frivolity, she wished to return to the merry life of a courtier. She couldn't attend balls with an infant in tow, so she found a cat, whose kittens were stillborn, to act as his wet nurse. That arrangement lasted until Prince Cardan was able to crawl. By then, the cat was heavy with a new litter, and he'd begun to pull at her tail. She fled to the stables, abandoning him too. And so he grew up in the palace, cherished by no one, and checked by no one. Who would dare stop a prince from stealing food from the grand tables and eating beneath them, devouring what he'd taken in savage bites? His sisters and brothers only laughed, playing with him as they would with a puppy. He wore clothes only occasionally, donning garlands of flowers instead, and throwing stones when the guard tried to come near him. None but his mother exerted any hold over him, and she seldom tried to curb his excesses. Just the opposite. "You're a prince," she told him firmly, when he would shy away from a conflict or fail to make a demand. "Everything is yours. You have only to take it. And sometimes, I want that. Get it for me." It is said that fairy children are not like mortal children. They need little in the way of love. They need not be tucked in at night, but may sleep just as happily in a cold corner of a ballroom, curled up in a tablecloth. They need not be fed. They are just as happy lapping up dew and skimming bread and cream from the kitchens. They need not be comforted, since they seldom weep. But if fairy children need little love, fairy princes require some counsel. Without it, when Cardan's elder brother suggested shooting a walnut off the head of a mortal, Cardan had not the wisdom to demur. His habits were impulsive, his manner imperious.
"Keen marksmanship so impresses our father,"
Prince Dane said with a small, teasing smile.
"But perhaps it is too difficult. Better not to make the attempt than to fail."
For Cardan, who could not attract his father's good notice and desperately wanted it, the prospect was tempting. He didn't ask himself who the mortal was or how he had come to be at the court. Cardan certainly never suspected that the man was beloved of Valmorin.